Celeb Secrets is here hanging out with WWE superstar Carmella, aka Leah Van Dale. Could you just kick it off by telling us a little bit about who you are and how you kind of got your start?
I perform in WWE. I'm a wrestler under the name Carmella. She's the Princess of Staten Island. But I'm also just kind of dabbling more into the fashion industry, the beauty industry. I love all things fashion. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm dabbling into now.
I was actually about to jump into that. I know that wrestling wise, you portray this big, larger than life character, but you have been dabbling more into the lifestyle, beauty, fashion space on social media. So, can you talk a little bit about what that experience has been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, working in WWE under the name of Carmella, I mean, she is so over the top, extra. So I think it's important, I think, over the last few years to sort of show my audience who I am, who Leah is outside of the ring. I've just been having a lot of fun, just dabbling more into showing who I am in my everyday life. I'm a stepmom, I have 3 stepkids, I'm a wife, I'm a sister. I think in the past, a lot of us, myself included, especially when I first started, it was all about wanting to keep my character alive. I mean, I'm from Boston, but my character's from New York. She's the Princess of Staten Island. I've actually never even been to Staten Island, which is so crazy. But for the longest time, people believed that that's who I was. And it was important for me to keep the integrity of my character alive. But now, I mean, I started out in 2013. It's now 2023. So the world and everything, especially with social media, has just grown and evolved over the years. So I think it's important to differentiate the two.
With this new form of content that you're kind of diving into, do you have anything that you really want to accomplish or anything that you have in the works?
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on manifestation. So I'm trying to put things out there, things that I'm trying, goals that I want to accomplish. I would love to have my own clothing line one day. But I know I have to take baby steps. I'm not just gonna like dive right into creating my own line, but I'd love to have a collaboration with something. I'm really into Joa Brown. They're an athleisure line. I'm big on being comfy but still cute, so I would love to have some sort of collaboration with them and have my own sort of line within Joa Brown. I think that would be so cool. Yeah, and then eventually just take over the whole athleisure industry would be amazing.
You mentioned loving athleisure, but could you describe your style in a little bit more depth?
Well, I really like to push the envelope. I like to do things that not a lot of people would want to do or wear. They might think, oh, that looks good on them, but I don't know if it'll look good on me. I'm just gonna go for it. I just like to be a little daring. I'm gonna wear crop tops in the winter. I don't even care. I'm gonna bundle up. I'll wear a nice jacket over it, but I really just like to push the envelope and kind of be a little edgy when appropriate.
Kind of going off of that, is there a certain fashion trend right now that you are just loving?
Ooh, I really love a good baggy jean, like really, really baggy. The baggier, the better.
Aside from your fashion content, I know that you dabble a little bit on TikTok making silly videos with your stepkids. So could you talk a little bit about what that experience has been like?
So I have no idea what the hell I'm doing on TikTok. Like I created a TikTok years ago. So I had it and I made one video with my dog a couple of years ago before the pandemic even hit. And then everyone got crazy on TikTok during the pandemic and doing all the dances and things like that. I never really got into it like that. So I'm starting to kind of dabble more into the TikTok space. What that is, I have no idea. So I just asked my stepgirls, I'm like, what should we be doing? Like, what should I do? And like, oh, this one's cool. This one's cool. And I'm like, what about this one? I'm like, no, that's so old. You don't do that one. I'm like, oh, okay. So that literally they help me and they tell me what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. But most of them just having fun.
It sounds like you've really been enjoying, stepping away from the wrestling world a little bit and jumping into this fashion, beauty, lifestyle space. But have you seen any challenges, kind of embarking on a different adventure?
The challenge, I mean, obviously you're going to get haters no matter what, but luckily with my job, I'm so used to that. So I don't even have to worry about like it phasing me by any means. I would just say like getting creative. Sometimes I might have some like weeks even where I'm like, I don't know what the hell to post. I don't know what else to put out there. So I just kind of trying to figure out what my niche is. But then I realized you don't actually have to have a niche if you're more of like lifestyle. You can have different things. Like I can be into fashion, I can do a comedy video, I can still be into beauty and be realistic too. So I think it's important, as long as you're being real and you're posting things that are authentic to you, then people will get behind it.
Now, you mentioned authenticity, and I know that it is hard sometimes to show your real, true self on social media. So, how do you kind of channel the ability to do that?
So I think, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say, like, of course I put a filter on sometimes, or if I'm like looking like crap one day, but I'm posting something that was from a few weeks ago and I look great, you know, that's social media, right? But something I'm really big on is I really like to post no filter, no makeup selfies once in a while. I think that's really important because I know as a woman, I have young women on my platform looking at me, comparing themselves to me. I compare myself to so many different women I see on social media, when in reality, I know like that's not who they are every single day, all day. That's not what they look like. And I think it's really important to remind people of that. Yes, I like to get dolled up and look cute and wear nice things, but most of the time I'm wearing sweats and I don't have makeup on, and I want to share that with my audience as well so people can see that it's not always what it seems.
Kind of like you mentioned, you do use your platform to empower women and show them that they are strong and that they can be 100% themselves. So, how does it feel knowing that you're using your platform for good? Because you do have over 3 million Instagram followers.
Well, I think that's the most important part of social media in general. I mean, yes, it's nice to be posting these things and collaborating with people and getting free things and like, but that is not what social media is about. I think it's important to show, like I'm saying, young women that this is not who we are all the time, and social media is just so not real, and it's kind of like become this necessary evil that everyone is doing. But I just think it's important to just be real and be authentic, and I love that I can at least do my little tiny part in sharing that with my followers, that this is not real and we're all going through things, right? Everyone's going through, so we wake up in the morning and what we decide to post is not what we're actually probably even doing that day. So yeah, I think I just really like to do that part.
Now, what advice do you have for young women who might be struggling with their self-confidence or might be feeling a little bit unsure about themselves?
I'm all about like faking it till you make it. I think it's important to just, if you're not where you want to be in life, you project the image that you want, you project the life that you want, or manifest and put things out there, put things out into the universe. So no one's where they want to be. No one's happy with where they are all the time. And I think it's important to just sort of, you know, manifest what it is you want and know that wherever you are, that doesn't mean that's where you're always going to be.
Now, I have to know what's next for you, not only wrestling wise, but also social media wise.
Good question. I guess you'll just have to wait and find out. Some special things are in the works, so stay tuned.
Can you tease anything to us, or are you keeping it a mega secret?
It's a secret.
Now, speaking of secrets, we are Celeb Secrets. So, do you have maybe a behind the scenes secret about your content, wrestling, or yourself that people wouldn't expect?
I mean, I guess I would say I'm pretty shy. That's a secret about me, even though I portray this larger than life character on TV and even my social media. I tend to be kind of silly and outgoing. In my everyday life, I'm very shy. So maybe that's a good little secret.
That is so interesting because Carmella is very over the top. So, how do you kind of channel that inner confidence to play Carmella in the ring?
I think that's sort of my outlet, right? So I feel like if I'm going through something in my everyday life, I just kind of keep that in and hold it in. And then when it's time to just let it out, it comes out. So it's kind of like great to have this alter ego.